As I was saying to you, Shaitan, when he comes to us, he comes with kindness. The devil comes with kindness, but it's really deception. It's like the venom on the tongue of a snake. It's always poison. But Shaitan, he comes on your level. If you're young, Shaitan will talk to you in your language. If you're old, he'll talk to you. If you're a scholar, he'll talk to you in your language. The devil knows how to communicate with everybody. He can convince you why you shouldn't pray. He can convince you why prayer is not important and it can wait. He has the power to do that. It's not so much the power. He can suggest it. And the question is, do we listen? Now, I want to close out with something. This masjid is a beautiful institution in terms of the building. But the building has no value without people. Because we are the community as a people. The community and the masjid really is the people. Because the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is that in his instructions, the masjid is the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the earth the masjid. We can pray anywhere. We can pray anywhere in terms of prayer. But the masjid is a special place of prayer. It's where we get the most blessings. It's the heart of Islamic civilization. It is where we get our spiritual instructions, our spiritual guidance. It is where we find inspiration. But that is only produced, not by the building, but by the people being there who care for the well-being of the ummah. And so what I recommend is that the young people, you develop a plan of action to be more involved in the masjid. To give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala some time every week. Whether you come here to organize the cleaning of the masjid, you come for a class, you come for training, you come to discuss youth employment. For example, I would love to see some of the young Muslim brothers and sisters get summer jobs in some of the Muslim businesses and make some pocket money, and from whatever Allah bless you to make, I would love to see you donate some of that to charity. I would love to see you as a group of young Muslim brothers and sisters come together with the other youth in Charlotte and organize a Muslim family day in Charlotte, whether we use the park or we use the arena, and we call the Muslims from all the southern states around us to come together once a year for a major Islamic convention. Make Charlotte a hub for Islamic activity. I would love to see you come together as Muslim youth and we discuss what challenges you face, for example, in high school. And maybe we can have Islamic Day or Islam Day in the high school, in the public school system, in the elementary school. And we come together as young people, me being 41, still being young. But we come together and we say, okay, we're going to go to this school, we're going to present this. We're going to build a website. The young people, you build a website about the beauty of Islam. You direct your friends to the website. If it's a my Facebook page you want to build for Islamic purposes, build it. If it's a YouTube website you want to create, build it. But let it be a site that's dedicated to the spreading of the beautiful teachings of Islam, created and maintained by young people. You can do it. But it takes some of you to say, you know what, I want to be a leader. I want to take it upon my shoulder to be a leader that is committed to the service of the well-being of the ummah. Because you are our greatest resource. I told you, if we lose you, we lose the future. And so, take for example, you have a beautiful gym. You have a beautiful gymnasium. You have a beautiful masjid. You have a parking lot that will be finished shortly. There are all kinds of activities that can be created in the masjid. Yes, I do think you have sports. Sports is okay. You should have time for playing. But there should also be a time that we put some effort to do some good deeds for the benefit of our soul and for the hereafter, inshallah. We should do that. And I'm telling you right now, you are at your best when you're young. Your mind is fresh. You don't have any major responsibilities. You don't have to pay rent or mortgage or light or gas. You don't have to pay for food, clothing, and shelter. Your parents give you whatever it is that you need, or whatever it is that they can give you that you need. Because you don't always get what you want. But these are blessings, and they can always be taken away from us. Like that. Some of you don't know the beauty of having two parents, having a mom and dad. But if we were to go to the orphanage homes here in Charlotte and sit down with the kids and listen to their stories, you would realize how blessed you are. If you would go to prison in Charlotte and see, how old are you, brother? Huh? You got kids 11 years old in the juvenile justice system of America who will not be going home for the next 8 years. You got young people in America's prisons 18 years old. They're doing life prison sentences with adult men. They're being cut in their faces with razors. I've seen them. They got their face cut with a razor. They've been raped. They've been beat. They've been starved. They've been tortured. And they've lost their freedom. And there is no escape for them. You don't know how blessed you are just to have your freedom and be able to move freely throughout society by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To have a mother and father that care so much for you that they would say, Muhammad, come over here. Sit down. You know, it's important that you pray. It's important that you thank Allah for the blessing. These are the people who love us and they care for us. But you are the young people. If you want to be leaders of the future and you want to be successful, you have to work hard right now. If you go to college, the people who are in college who are striving for the highest experience in higher education, they're very few, but they will make the most money and get the best jobs. The people who go to Harvard and Yale and Princeton and Columbia University and Duke, they will have a different experience in life than the people who go to state colleges. It's a fact. Why? Because the level of education, the level of connection and networking that they produce amongst themselves, it's different than the average people in society. But only a few people get into those gates. When you're doing your bachelor's degree in college, you can be in a lecture hall with 500 students. But when you do your master's, you probably got 50. But when you're doing a PhD, it's probably 7 people sitting there with the professor. Why? Because the higher you go, the less people will be there. But the higher you want to go, the deeper you must dig. What do I mean by that?
Work hard.
Yes, working hard. But listen, if you ever look at a building being built, listen to me carefully. If you want to build a building that's 1 story, you can build it on a slab. You can make a foundation out of concrete or even wood. Some of them do it out of wood. And you can build a 1-story home. It's like that. But if you want to build a building that is 125 stories high, you must dig deeper into the earth. The taller you want the building to be, the deeper you must dig in the earth. If you want to go up, you must go deep down within. The same thing. The better Muslim you want to be, you got to go deep, 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 deep into your heart, into your spiritual consciousness, seeking the awakening of what is the real purpose of this life. Because wallahi, brothers and sisters, it's going to be over soon. I'm 41. In 9 years, I'll be 50 years old. If I live long enough. I remember when I was 15. I remember when I was 16. I remember when people told me I would never live to be 17. And they were right, had I continued to live that way. But I can tell you this, my experience, Islam saved my life. And it saved my life because somebody cared about me who was a total stranger. The person who taught me about Islam, I didn't even know recently who the person was until they said I was the person who told Abdul Malik about Islam. I don't remember his face or his name. I just remember him talking to me, and I wanted him to be quiet. That's why I became a Muslim. I said, I want this guy to shut up. I said, okay, I'm going to be a Muslim. That's it, leave me alone. And when I first saw the Muslims praying, I said, they're crazy, putting their face on the floor. Because I didn't know. I was a baby. But as I learned, I met people who told me, you can never be a Muslim unless you study. You can never be a Muslim without Islamic knowledge. And I had professors and Muslim scholars in the masjid. They would sit with me, one-on-one, say, read this book. Now what did you understand? Now tell me what you understood from that. But what about this? And then I had people teach me comparative religion. Teach me about the sunnah and the seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Teach me about Arabic. I had a brother give me an Arabic class for 1 year every Sunday. It was $17 per hour. He taught me for free. He never asked me for a nickel, never. And he never missed a class, never, unless it was an emergency. He was always on time, and I had nothing to give him. And when I went to Mecca to study, as a young person, I went to Mecca at 16 years old, by myself. My mother signed the paper. She said, I have no clue of where you're going and what you intend to do, but I'm going to put you in God's hands. Because I was insisting that I have to make Hajj. And my father's not a Muslim, but he paid for the ticket. You see how Allah works? When you want to do something for Allah, He will make a way for you. He'll make people help you who don't even know why they're helping you. They don't understand the logic that I'm a Christian, but I'm buying you a Hajj ticket. Here, go to Hajj. When I went to Mecca, I had no place to stay. I used to roll myself up in the rug, in the haram, where the Kaaba is. At night, they roll the rugs up and they put them up. I would roll myself up in the rug and hide and go to sleep. And I would wake up and make fajr.